Hello everyone, myself Hema Malini. Today we'll begin with the lesson The Fisherman and the Genie. This lesson is adapted from Arabian Nights. As you can see in this picture, you see a fisherman is putting a net into the sea to catch fishes. So a fisherman is a person who catches fishes and sells in the market. And in the next picture you see fisherman has collected lots of fishes. So the fisherman and the genie in this lesson, you will learn never to forget a friend who helps you in difficult times. So in this lesson, fisherman helps genie to come out of the jar. Genie, instead of thanking fisherman, wants to eat him, and cleverly the fisherman puts back the genie into the jar. So let's read out the lesson. And before I start the lesson, I want everybody to open your textbooks, page number 13, and point out your fingers as I read it for you. A fisherman lived with his wife and children close to the sea. The fisherman promised himself that he would not throw his net into the sea more than 4 times every day. Most of the time, he brought home enough fishes to sell and also to cook some for dinner. Early one morning, fisherman threw his net into the water, and very quickly his net became heavy. He used all his energy to pull it out. He was excited, but what do you think he found in his net? It was the dead body of a donkey. He threw his net back into the water. Again it became heavy. He thought, "This time I must have lots of fish in my net. I shall sell some and we shall have some for dinner." All he found in the net was a bag full of garbage. "Oh no," he cried. "What is happening? Are we to have no fish for dinner tonight?" So before I explain you the lesson, let's know the new words and its meaning. Excited means feeling happy. So a fisherman lived with his wife and children close to the sea, and the fisherman had promised that he would not throw his net into the water more than 4 times every day. And most of the time he collected lots of fishes to sell and some to cook for dinner. Early one morning the fisherman threw his net into the water, and very quickly the net became very heavy, and he used all his energy to pull it out. He was very happy that he has found lots of fishes in his net. But unfortunately, he found a dead body of a donkey. For the second time, he threw back his net into the water. Again it became heavy. He thought this time also he has caught lot of fishes in his net. But this time also he was very unlucky. He found a bag full of garbage. Garbage means waste materials. And he was very unhappy, and he thought he will not have any fishes for dinner tonight. And let's see what happens in the next paragraph. He threw the net in for the third time. This time too he was not lucky. The net came out of the water full of shells and stones. I shall throw it in the water just once more," said the fisherman sadly. This time when he pulled up the net, he found a copper jar in it. The jar was tightly shut with a lid made of lead. There was a strange mark on the lid. It looked like the seal of a king. "Well," he said, "something is better than nothing. I shall sell this to a coppersmith. He will give me some money for it. I can then buy some food for my wife and children." The, the fisherman was curious about the jar. He wondered what was inside it. He shook it, but there was no sound. Then he took off the lid, and puff, out came a lot of thick smoke. The smoke spread all over the sky and took the shape of a monstrous, scary genie. So let's know what happens in this paragraph, children. So let's know the new words and its meaning. Curious means very eager to find out about something. So the fisherman threw his net into the water for the third time. But this time also he was not lucky. He found the net was full of shells and shells and stones, and he was very sad as he could not find any fishes that day. And the fisherman sadly said to himself that he will throw the net into the water for the fourth time. So he threw the net into the water for the fourth time, and this time he found a jar which was tightly shut with a lid made of lead, and it was a copper jar. And there was a strange mark on the lid, and it looked like seal of a king. Then the fisherman thought something is better than nothing, and he thought to himself that he will sell this jar to the coppersmith, and the money which he gets, he can buy some food for his wife and children. But the fisherman was very curious, or very was very much interested to know what was inside the jar. So what he did, he just shook the jar. There was no sound, and he just removed the lid of the jar. Out came the smoke, and the smoke spread all over the sky, and it took a shape of a monstrous genie. As you can see in this picture, the fisherman is shaking the jar, and then when he removes the lid, out comes the smoke which covers the sky, and it takes the shape of a monstrous and scary genie. Let's see what happens in the next paragraph, children. The fisherman crouched on the ground. He was like a frightened rabbit facing a fierce hunting dog. What had he done? The first thought he had was that he should run away as fast as his legs could carry him. Then the genie spoke like a huge clap of thunder. O king of all genies, I shall never disobey you again. The fisherman felt a little better. He said, what are you talking about? I am not a king. How how did you come out of this jar? Before I explain, children, again we'll know the new words and its meaning. Thunder means a loud sound that is heard after lightning. Crouched means like you will fold your legs and hands when you're afraid of something. When you see something which is dangerous, you just hold your hands and legs together and sit. And the fisherman was frightened, and he thought that he was a rabbit which was chased by a hunting dog. And one thing he thought first was he should run away as fast as he could from Genie, as the genie was very scary. So as the genie just spoke to fisherman, and in a huge voice, saying that the fisherman was king of all genies and he would not disobey him. So the fisherman felt little better, and he said genie that how did he come out of his jar, and he told that he is not a king of him. So the story continues, and we'll see in the next class how a genie was put back into the jar cleverly by fisherman. Thank you.